myself sick.
Hello, and welcome to After TCGS, the show after the show about the show. I'm your moderator, Bryson Wallace, and if you like that intro song, that's courtesy of Gethard Jared Sparks by his band Don't. The song's called Ambiguous. We'll have links for all of our fellow Gethard contributions to the show in our descriptions and comments and everything on these videos. If you want to make any contributions to this show, we'd love to have them. Feel free to reach out to me, Bryson Wallace, in Gethheads with a direct message or anything. Mary in the comments already making sure that my mic is good. So glad to not be running into audio problems again this week, but we've got, if you want to make contributions, feel free to DM me. Bryson Wallace would love to make this as much of a Gethhead collaboration as possible. If you want to check out our full archive of episodes, we've got a ton of great conversations that we've had. You can find that at adumbthing.com/aftertcgs. That's where we've archived all of our, I believe, 13 or 14 or so episodes, and we'll archive this one as well over there. I want to get into my guest tonight. I'm super excited to be talking to her. We've got a lot of fun stuff in store, so please help me welcome to the show Hallie Bulleit. Hallie, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me.
So much to talk about. Last night was just honest to goodness fun television. How are you feeling, not just in the context of last night, but with this brand new spanking year of episodes? How are you feeling on the show?
Feeling really good. It's like a relief for the band because, you know, we wrote a ton of new songs in the fall and we know them all really well now and they feel like comfortable and familiar and like really fun to play, and we just have like a larger catalog to pull from, so we're not stressed about like repeating songs too often, or you know, when we switch to true
oh boy. So good.
When we switched to true, they wanted us to use as many new songs as possible and not use that many songs from like the Fusion and the public access years, which we were bummed about, and we were able to have a conversation with them, and we were like, you have to understand that that's like a part of the show's history. That would be like saying that you don't want Vacation Jason to come on, or we're not allowed to repeat. We felt like if the whole world of the show is coming to true, why shouldn't the music be included in that? It had to do with like legal concerns and all of that. So we do still get to play old songs on the show, but we try to play as many new ones as we can. And now we have a lot of new ones. And so it just feels like we have this like big fun body of work that we really like. We like playing all that stuff, and I don't know. So yeah, so feeling really good about these episodes. They've been really fun. We've gotten to do some really weird shit. That ritual.
Oh yeah.
You know, I got to play Japanese drum that was like as big as me. We got to do, most of it wasn't caught on camera, but we had a lot of fun on that episode. We were just all over the place, running over our entire like band area, all just like switching off instruments, and we didn't have a long time to put any of that stuff together, so we were just happy that like any of it came off well at all. So yeah, it's been really fun since we came back.
The ritual creepy music like was spot on. Was just beautiful. I know you also had human fish on a big old bass drum. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the joke was supposed to be like that we were doing sort of like tribal ritual-y stuff, and that like human fish had just like kind of gotten the concept but had just missed the mark, and he had gotten a big marching band outfit for himself and a big marching band drum. I don't know if the joke really came across, but we thought it was really funny.
It's good silliness. It's good silliness. Now, before I forget, you mentioned having a bunch of new music that you guys have written recently. Lest we forget, we just this past week, the release of television music. How many tracks do we have on there? I meant to compile all this information before.
11. It's 11 tracks. You guys, people like I don't know, people like say stuff to promote their shit all the time. I like legitimately love this album. I'm like so excited about it. I don't know. I just like we're really, really happy with it. It's when we're like posting about it on Instagram and all that, it's not just like that, like, oh, I made a thing and now you have to check it out. It's like we're legitimately so proud of it and just like want people to hear it.
And I know that a lot of fellow Geth heads have been super excited to hear the fuller versions of what we're hearing, the snippets as intros and outros out of commercial breaks. That now there's the the full song that you would have heard only if you were in the studio audience before. Now we've got all of those in an album. So just an I was listening to it earlier this morning. I know Chris has put it out there as far as just like being just like honest to goodness, just fun poppy punk. It's an amazing deal. And we should say, get the plug in there, available on all musical streaming devices, I believe.
Really, like every possible platform. Like True sent me a list of all the platforms it was available on, and I was like, I don't know half of these.
So, yeah.
If you listen to music anywhere, you should be able to find the album.
yeah, and we'll put links to stuff elsewhere, because I know there was one handy link that I saw that had like you go to it and it'll show you everywhere that it is with all the links to everything. So no matter what you listen to, it's there. It's super good. I recommend everybody check it out. Except Bandcamp, Mary says, but that's understandable.
Okay, so the thing is, like, it's True. Not to get into like, it's, I don't know, contract stuff isn't that interesting, but maybe it is. It's like a peek behind the curtain. Like, we don't own the songs anymore. True owns the song. We wrote them. So the way a song works is like any song is 50% owned by the publisher and 50% owned by the writer. Yeah. And so now we used to own our own publishing, always on Public Access, on Fusion. We always owned our own. We owned our own publishing, and on True, no bitterness about it. We worked out a deal with them where everyone was really happy, but they just wanted to own. If we were writing the songs for them, they wanted to own it, and that's. So wait, why was I talking about that?
We were talking about Bandcamp was what brought it up.
Oh right, so Bandcamp is really for bands that are like smaller labels or bands that are putting out their own stuff, and just there was really no way for True to like, there wasn't a convenient way for them to put it up on Bandcamp, so blah blah blah. It's not, that is like the one place you can't get it.
It's on plenty of other things, and you can check it out, and again, highly recommend it. Now, Hallie, a lot of people sending in questions. Like I said, I think I told you before, a lot of people were excited.
Talking about boring things like publishing.
No. Listen, if you want, let's set up another stream just to go over publishing rights in the music industry at large.
Let's talk about the ASCAP guidelines. I'll just break it all down for you. It'll be fascinating.
I do want to make sure that I'm not just hogging up all the questions myself. I want to make sure that other Geth heads get an opportunity to send in some questions. If you have any questions for Hallie, feel free to leave them in the comments as we go along. I've got a couple that people sent in ahead of time. Vanessa Stone asking, what's your biggest musical influence?
Oh, what's my big? Probably just the stuff that I was listening to, when I was little. So like with my family, my mom especially, I'd just be listening to lots of like Cyndi Lauper and the Go-Go's and like lots of just good like 70s and 80s like pop music was the stuff that was like generally playing in my house when I was growing up. So I don't know if I can say like one band, you know? It was definitely like a progression. Like you can tell like exactly my influences, I think, when you listen to my music. It's like there's like 80s pop is like at the heart of it, and then you can hear that I like got into new wave at like a very impressionable time of my life, and then you can tell when I was a little older I got into punk, and all of that is just like swirling around in there.
Yeah, and now you've got you're like an amalgamation of what leads you to like right now and what you're doing. Yeah.
But like if you really made me try to distill it down, I would say we're talking like Cyndi Lauper, and then like The Cure. Yeah. And like the Ramones. That's like the progression of my musical.
That does cover, yeah. Those are the three pillars for you.
Totally.
Darren asking off of that question, who are your songwriting influences?
It'd be pretty similar. Although I guess like lyrics wise, maybe these days like a little bit more like influenced a little bit more like by some indie rock stuff that I listen to. I'm listening to more like Wolf Parade and I don't know. That's hard. I'd say the answer's pretty similar. Although maybe with my lyrics, maybe there's some different influences from stuff that I'm listening to more now that are like starting to seep their way in there.
Yeah. Jake White asking, what are the odds of a vinyl pressing of the new LLC album?
0.
All right.
It's just weird to put out music through a TV network.
Yeah.
Like we love it. We're so grateful and we're really lucky to have been able to do it, but it's definitely different from putting out music through a music label, which is all I've ever done before. So 0% chance because a TV network just doesn't. They're not. It would be really hard to convince them that was a good idea.
Yeah, they don't see it, so we got a good album. It's on Tidal. It's on everything. Let's see here.
They're like, people can hear it. We're not pressing buttons.
Mary, big supporter of the show. She's the one that usually checks to make sure that my mic is working for me. She wants to know, is Hiccup no more? I mean, I'm sure you're busy with the show in general. We just want to know, what's the status on Hiccup?
Hiccup is no more.
Hiccup is no more?
It's just, I don't know, we got what we wanted out of it. And I think also when Alex and I started Hiccup, we were still very much in a phase where we were just like writing like these little short songs for the show or writing more joke songs. And I think he and I were both really curious to see what would happen if we had an outlet for like writing real songs and like playing them together. And like really we've just been able to kind of turn the LLC into that now. Like with this album, I think, you know, people will see like we don't need another outlet for writing like real songs that we love and feel really proud of and really passionately about. We're like doing that on the show now. So it sort of seemed like Hiccup had just like served its purpose, and we got to like tour and spend hours and hours and hours listening to music in a van and like laughing, and we did it, and we can like move on with our lives.
Great. Mary wants to know off of that. She says, can I post that Hiccup art I made then? I'm not familiar with it. Are you familiar with any Hiccup art?
Oh my God. Wait, can I let you all in on a moment?
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope Mary's okay. So Mary made this beautiful artwork for us. And right as she was making it, I felt like maybe Hiccup was breaking up, but like I didn't feel like I could tell her that. And so right when the artwork was done, I was like, oh God, we have this beautiful artwork now. Now I don't think we're a band anymore.
Oh no.
I hope Mary's okay with it. We didn't pay her a lot, but we paid her a little bit. So I hope she's okay with it all. But Mary, I wanted to tell you, but it took us like another 4 months to actually like start telling people that we didn't think we were playing anymore. We were like just feeling shy about telling people.
Okay, but this is your outlet, so you're giving Mary the okay to put out the artwork that she did.
And now she and I we can text about it or something.
Awesome. So Mary, put that artwork out there. We want to see it.
It's such a waste that we were going to make pins that Mary designed for us, and it's such a waste that we didn't get to do it.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm going to love seeing that. Now, Matthew Roth asking, sorry, before I forget, I just saw Mary coming in and saying it was her first ever commission. Way to go, Mary. Get that money. Matthew Roth asking a dramatic question, what's on everybody's minds. You were recently put on blast via HBO, Chris mentioning that you leave the cabinet doors open.
Look, dude, I want you to...
Okay.
Look. This one's like a little bit open. See, I tried to close it. The problem is just that the bowl was making my life hard.
Gotcha.
So look, now, okay. Look, these are all closed. This is the thing, you guys. What we did when we remodeled our kitchen last year, and what we did is we did that.
Oh, fancy boys. Damn, you guys are living that high life.
I don't think that's that fancy. I don't think that's just how they make kitchens now. We live in the future.
I still have like 1970s clasps that don't work, so mine automatically stay open.
Listen, you got that cool vintage stuff, and you don't get the modern conveniences. But yes, these cabinets they basically close themselves.
Okay.
Now let's come to my drawers. My drawers don't close themselves.
Okay.
My dresser is like constantly just open and close falling out of it. But
I don't know.
I didn't clean up for you guys. You can see the house is clean. It's not like I'm a slob. I just have some quirks.
Let's mention, before we went live, I mentioned it, but we got to mention it with everybody here with us right now. The apartment looks amazing. It's a great looking apartment. You guys have an excellent place.
People say we look like we live on the set of Mary Tyler Moore. We have this like sunken living room. It's like very sitcom-y.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially with that railing, that is like primo. You guys basically have the like entryway that you have on the set of the show with the Gethard banner behind it. You have that sort of vibe.
Totally.
Now, I wanted to give you the opportunity, since you were kind of publicly put on blast on HBO. Is there any pet peeve that you have of any idiosyncrasy of Chris's?
No, not really. I mean, he's not like particularly good at like cleaning up, like actual cleaning. No, he's like a boy. Like he'll notice clutter, but like he doesn't notice dirt.
Okay.
So, but that would be it. No, he's like pretty easy to live with.
All right, that's good. Hey, I want you kids to be happy. Kate, and I also don't mean to stir up trouble. I don't want Chris to see this later and just think that I was trying to stir the pot.
Love it. I'm probably just not thinking of something. He loves that. Chris loves living very publicly. If I were to call him out on some like terrible behavior right now, he would be totally into it, but I'm just not. I'm like so boring. I can't really think of anything.
I should get to this. Alex Jonathan Brown. Now, this Gethhead submitted a question live last week. I didn't see it. I didn't get to it. So I gotta ask you, in Patrick Kottner's absence. We gotta know which members of the show vape.
No, I don't think anyone. I don't know.
I'm gonna continue asking this question.
No, Patrick. Maybe would Patrick know better than me?
I don't know.
I don't think anyone.
Patrick.
I haven't seen anything outside the studio. No, I don't think so.
All right, Patrick, I saw was watching here for a second ago. If Patrick's still in the comments at all, Patrick, you let us know if anybody vapes on the show, and I'll continue asking anybody that comes on the show from here forward. I'll try to be sure to ask everyone.
Listen, I didn't mean that to sound judgy. If people want to vape, they can vape all they want. But I just don't think any of our club does. I can't think of anyone.
Yeah. Let's see. What time are we at? You know what? If you'd like, I'll get to this last question. Which is Anne France Becker, I believe. She asked, "What is the last song you learned on the ukulele?"
I was just teaching myself one of the songs off the new record. I was just teaching myself how to play "Hey," which is like right in the middle of the record. So yes, and that "High," that's the last one that I learned, and that was just today.
Awesome.
And the last song, not my own, that I learned to play was Marshall Crenshaw's "You're My Favorite Waste of Time," which is like the most fucking beautiful song. And I think Chris and I are going to try to do it as like a ukulele army. It's like gorgeous, gorgeous. The best song ever.
Cool. Well, speaking of ukulele army, I had asked you before if you were comfortable doing this. We would love to learn something from you on ukulele today. What do you have in store for us? What can you teach us?
I learned the new theme song. I have to say, I don't play uke very often. I don't know if people know this. I had like a really bad accident, and when I started working on Gethard Show, my back was so hurt that I couldn't play bass. And bass is my primary instrument. So the uke was like this beautiful band-aid for me while I was injured and while I really still wasn't strong enough to like lift. My bass is quite heavy. I just couldn't like have the weight of it hanging off of me.
Yeah.
So I was playing the uke like all the time when my back was hurt. And then like as soon as I was well enough and I could play bass again, I just like went back to the bass. But I love picking it up from time to time. And I did figure out how to play the theme song, so I can teach you guys. So the theme song is like easy as anything. It's basically D, G, C, G. Like over, that's most of it, just like over and over again. So it's like, I'm not in like a good, I might bring this down a little bit.
Do you?
I'm not in a good place to play.
I've got my ukulele too. Now, Hallie, you tell me, I'm realizing that I don't really know how ukuleles work. If I have a tenor, this is going to be an issue, right?
Oh my God, again, I don't really know that much about ukulele.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hilarious that I had like a little thing where I was teaching people to play ukulele because I don't know how to play ukulele. What happens when you play a D, Bryson?
Oh, it's the same.
Oh, we're good,
okay.
We're good. You're doing D and G, C and G. D and G, C and G. Coming at you live in tonight. Nobody knows just what's gonna happen in 4, 3, 2, 1. Action, it could explode. Oh, it could all explode. So that whole time, all I've done is just gone D, G, C, G. The whole freaking time. And then the only other thing you have to know is this, come on, let's get it going, it's way more fun, I know. That is so good because all you have to do is move one finger.
Wait, which ones are those?
You go from an F to an A.
Oh, so easy.
So good because that's like kind of the rocking out part, and it's like such an easy move that you don't even have to like look at your fingers.
Yeah.
You can just like look total rock star. You can just be like, come on, let's get it going. It's ready for fun, not knowing where it could go. Oh, who knows where it's going? Let's start the show. And then you're back to your D, C. Do you do the whole thing?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Rock out on that center, that middle part so hard.
I'll do it.
To look at oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming at you live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and nobody knows. Yeah, nobody knows. Just what's gonna happen in 4, 3, 2, 1. Action, it could explode. Oh, it could all explode. Here we go. Come on, let's get it going. It's ready to go. Oh, who knows where it's going? Let's start the show. Oh, who knows where it's going? Let's start the show.
Oh, so good. So good. Oh, that is so good. That is so simple. I was worried that because I wuss out and I don't actually know the ukulele chords for them. I associate them with the guitar forms that they are, sort of thing. And so I do the poor man's ukulele, so I was worried that I was going to be completely lost on that. That is so easy to learn.
No. And also, I was worried. You asked me if I would want to like teach it, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I know how to play that song because I write these songs and then I teach the chords to the guys, and then I promptly forget them. I had no idea. I didn't remember, even though I sing this song every week. I had no memory of what the chords were. So then I was like super pleasantly surprised when it turned out it's just like the easiest song in the world.
Guys, that rock out section, super easy to rock out to.
Move the one little finger and just stick your head around.
Now, Hallie, before we go, I did want to ask you, speaking of the theme song, I don't want to put the words into your mouth, but I just want to see the audience in one of these recent episodes coming up here. I just want to see that audience get up and boogie at the top there. What are your thoughts on that energy at the beginning of the show?
My thoughts are that it has nothing to do with their energy. Their energy is amazing.
Yeah.
It is that they are on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
And they are crammed together, so crunched that like the effort of getting up, like Bethany tried to get everybody to stand up during like the pre-show, you know, Connor and Bethany, whatever, your Gethard, you know, like She tried to get the audience to stand up and do something during the pre-show this week, and there was just plain mutiny. They were like, oh, no! Because it really would just be such a pain in the ass. No one wants to have to figure out when they're packed in like sardines how to get up off the floor. I think that's the only issue.
I get it. I've been there myself. I've been on the floor. I totally get it. I'm putting out there to the world, and I wouldn't ask anybody to do anything that I wouldn't do. I just want to see some boogieing coming up in one of these episodes. Mary posted in the chat that she's going to be there for the next one, Hallie. So she's taking on the effort to dance at the top of the show there. So you and her can touch base.
Muscles and get her tired body up off the floor in the way that other people don't seem willing to do.
we just need some, I mean, the energy is good. We need everybody on board with the game plan. I just want the whole top of the show to be taken over by some hardcore just energy and boogie at the beginning of the episode.
Good.
Hallie, before we leave, I've been giving everybody a chance at the tail end of these interviews. Do you have any messages for the Geth heads at large? Anything that you'd like to say to the fans of the show? I've just been giving everybody an opportunity to say anything they'd like to the fans.
No, like, this is probably what everyone says, but like, just from the bottom of my heart, like, the show is such a joy. The show is like such a gift. Like I said, like I had this accident. My back was really hurt when I started the show. And it was like, honestly, I feel like the show saved my life in like a lot of ways. So just the fact that like the only reason we've gotten to do it all these years, and the only reason that I got to keep doing it and like, you know, like fall in love with Chris and get married with Chris. I mean, all of this stuff in my life really just changed for the better because of the show, and that the show wouldn't be anything without the people that watch it. Like, you're the reason that we've gotten to do it all this time. So like a really like sincere thanks. It's just been a really beautiful thing for me and everybody involved. And so, you know, you guys are just a huge, huge part of that.
Awesome. Well, Hallie, we do appreciate everything that everybody does on the show. You especially as a part of the LLC and just being a generally like amazing person. We appreciate you right back. I'm willing to speak for the entire fan base. Well, awesome. Well, Hallie, thank you so much for talking to us tonight. I'll let you go, but it was a really great pleasure to talk to you tonight, and thanks for teaching us the theme song. That was great.
Thanks so much for having me. Really nice talking to you.
All right, Hallie, have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, you guys.
All right, there you go. Hallie herself. Sorry, making sure everything's good. Can you believe it? We learned the Chris Gethard Show theme song on ukulele. I'm going to go for the rest of the night, and I'm just going to fiddle with that for the rest of the night. Hope you do, too. If you guys enjoyed that, you can check out all of our other episodes on adumbthing.com/aftertcgs. And, yeah, if you guys have any contributions, direct message me. Until next time, everyone, goodbye. Later!
Eloise says, Persephone, please.